God's wisdom. Don't let those decisions, don't let those godless plans shorten your destiny, shorten your life. Listen, folks, as we mentioned a while ago, playtime's over. We are in days now that playtime is over. Oh yeah, we can have a good time. Look, we can enjoy ourselves. We had a good time on the trip. We had a good time a few weeks ago on the cruise, and and enjoy life when you can and where you can. But I'm saying we have to constantly have in the forethought of our minds that we are in serious days. We are in serious times. We have to constantly, Paul said, walk through this world circumspectly. And what he meant by that was walk through this world aware. Stay on your journey, stay on target for your destiny, but make sure while you're on your journey, while you're on your trip, while you're making your way to your destiny, make sure you're aware. Listen, it can't be said enough nowadays to be aware of your surroundings. People are being abducted. I mean grown women. Sometimes young, strong, healthy boys. And on a rare occasion, even men. But especially children and women are being abducted on a level and taken and being sold into human sex trafficking and human slave trafficking and things like that. It's phenomenal. We don't hear much about it. And we stick our heads in the sand and say, oh, that's just bad. That's too bad. I sure hate that happened. It is right here at home. One of the biggest maybe drug too, but one of the biggest sex trafficking rings in the nation is right here in Myrtle Beach. And it won't happen to us. We'll let our children, our grandchildren go up down the strand somewhere or go hang out with some friends or whatever. And we constantly try to teach each other, listen, don't be caught alone. You stay with the crowd. If you're with the crowd, stay in the crowd. Stay with the crowd. You cannot be too careful this day and time. You can't be. Because you have loons out there today. You have people who are demon-possessed out there today who mean you nothing but harm. And so, don't let careless decisions or godless plans shorten your destiny. They probably planned, when they went to Moab, they probably planned to stay a short time. They probably said, well, we'll just go to Moab, and then when this famine's over, we'll come on back home. And we'll just go down there to see if we can find something to eat and be safe for a few days. And listen, there is no safety in the enemy's camp. There is no safety in the devil or the enemy's camp. The Moabites were idolatrous. They were idolaters. So they probably planned to stay just a short time, but their sojourn was long enough for their sons to marry and stay married for 10 years. The father died, of course. Elimelech. Every time I hear that word, Elimelech, I think, you remember that song? In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Now, that's not the word they're saying there. They say, a weema weka, weema weka, weema weka. Every time I see Elimelech, I think, Elimelech, Elimelech. That ain't my notes even. That won't cost you anything. But anyway, Elimelech died. And a little while later, 10 years later or so, the sons died. Listen, you can run from famine, but you can't outrun death. You can run from a problem, but you can't outrun death. You can run from difficulty. You can duck and dodge and hide. You can run from it all you want to, but you will not avoid, ultimately you will not avoid death. There is a meeting time that's coming where we're going to meet God face to face. And all of us in this building right now this morning, we're old enough to have figured that out by now. And if we haven't, then you got some issues if you haven't figured that out by now. We are going to meet our Maker. You can't run from problems. You can't run from famine. Or you can run from it, but you can't outrun or escape death. That just is not going to happen. There is going to be a final destination. Notice the expression in verse 1 here. Now it came to pass in the days. There's something important about that I want you to understand, I want you to recognize. It came to pass. Now it came to pass in the days. And then it says when, so and so. That expression is used 5 times in Scripture. And in each case, it denotes impending trouble. Trouble's about to happen. Somebody's going to be in for a tough time. It came to pass this time in the days of the judges. It was dark days. Other times it says, and it came to pass in when so-and-so happened, and when such taking place, in these other places it's mentioned. 5 times. But I have good news. There's a flip side of that coin as well. In those cases where it's talking about impending trouble, it's always followed also by deliverance and a happy ending. So that's part of the good news. And so that's good. But now I don't know about you. Personally, I'd rather just skip the trouble. I'd rather skip the negative. I'd rather just skip the trouble. And let's move on to the deliverance and the happy ending, okay? And that only happens if we obey God. See, when we're getting into this trouble is when we're, again, out of step with God's will. They left because of a certain reason. It wasn't God's wisdom. And it wasn't a good reason because they'd lost their faith and their trust in God. And so they were setting themselves up for trouble. And trouble is what they did find. And so I don't know about you, but I'd rather skip the trouble all, just obey God and skip the trouble altogether. I don't need him.